this is Jo from Maths Tutor Me. Today we're starting a topic called coordinate geometry, and we're going to first of all look at the very beginning of straight lines. So, I have a few points here to remember. We can use a table of values to find ordered pairs, which is what we're going to be doing here. And when ordered pairs are plotted on a Cartesian plane and they form a straight line, it is said to be a linear relationship. Okay, so this is the table of ordered pairs that we were talking about. So we want to use the equation that we're given to complete each table. So the equation is y is equal to 3x minus 2. So first of all, my first value is x is minus 2. I want to substitute that value into here for the x. Now because it's next to the 3, that means times. So it's 3 times minus 2 and then minus another 2. Some of you might be really good at doing this in your head. Others may want to use your calculator. You can type it in your calculator. You just type in 3 times minus 2 minus another 2 is equal to negative 8. And you put the y, that's the y value, and you write that underneath here. And then we do it again for the second value. If x is equal to negative 1, we put that in here. So now it's 3 times negative 1, which is negative 3, minus another 2 is negative 5. Again, you can use your calculator if you're not comfortable doing that in your head. Now I want to put that x is equal to 0 in here. 3 times 0 is 0, minus 2 is minus 2. Let's put 1 in. 3 times 1 is 3, minus 2 is 1. And last of all, 2. Putting 2 in here, 3 times 2 is 6, minus 2 is 4. Okay, so we've completed our table of values. So that is a table that has ordered pairs. Okay, let's have a look at b. We're going to be doing the same thing for b. We want to use this equation though this time. Y is equal to 1 minus 2x. So again, let's start with negative 2. That goes in here. So I have 1 minus 2 times negative 2. Now you know from order operations, if you're doing this in your head, that you need to do the times first. So negative 2 times negative 2 will make a positive 4, and then I'll have to add on the plus 1 there. So that will make 5. Okay, that was a little bit tricky. Minus signs are always trickier. Let's type it in the calculator just to show you. So 1 minus 2 times negative 2 equals 5. Okay, let's go to our next value, negative 1. 1 minus 2 times negative 1. Okay, so minus 2 times minus 1 is a positive 2, so that whole thing will become a positive 2. And then we have to add on our extra 1 here, which will become a 3. Putting 0 into here, minus 2 times 0 is 0, so with the 1 it just becomes a 1. Putting a positive 1 in, minus 2 times 1 is negative 2. So we have 1 minus 2 is negative 1. And our last value, 2. Minus 2 times 2 is minus 4. So 1 minus 4 is minus 3. Okay, one last equation to look at here. X plus y is equal to 3. Now, this equation is a bit different because the y is not by itself. In these other two, y, see here, it was all by itself on the left-hand side. And that makes it nice and easy. We just substitute our x value in, we get our y value. So if you get an equation like this, what you want to do is rearrange it so that the y is by itself. So in this case, because the x and the y here, we have a positive x, I want to move the x away to the other side of the equation. To do that, I will need to subtract x from both sides. That will move this x away, cancelling that one off, and will give me the equation y is equal to 3 minus x. Okay, so that's my new equation, or rather the same equation, just written in a different way. Let's now use this equation to help fill in this table of values. If x is minus 2, 3 minus minus 2. So there's two minus signs in there together, which will make a plus. So it really becomes 3 plus 2, which is 5. Now we go to negative 1. 3 minus minus, so again plus. So 3 plus 1 is 4. 3 minus 0 is 3. 3 minus 1 is 2. And 3 minus 2 is 1. Okay, so now that all the tables are complete, let's look at question 2. Plot and clearly label each graph from question 1. Alright, so looking at our first graph again, we want to plot these points on this graph. Okay, so I've prepared this beforehand. I've sketched my Cartesian plane here. So now I want to plot the values on there. My first set of ordered pairs here was -2, -8. So x is -2, so on the x-axis I go across to -2, and then y is the vertical one, so I need to go down to -8. And I put a dot, some people prefer a dot or a cross, at that point, -2, -8. Now the next one, -1, -5. So cross to -1, down to -5, and put a cross. 0, -2. 0 is right in the middle, down to -2. 1, 1, so cross to 1, up to 1 now, because we're in positive values. And the last one is 2, 4, so 2 up to 4. Okay, so we've plotted all our points. Then if you get your ruler, and we carefully line that up, we actually get a nice, neat, straight line. So that is what we call a linear relationship. Now we should label that because we're going to plot all the graphs on here. That has equation y is equal to 3x minus 2. That's our first line. Let's do our second line. X is -2, y is 5. So cross to -2, up to 5. Put a cross. -1, 3. So -1 up to 3. 0, 1. 0 up to 1. 1, -1. And 2, -3. Okay, again, get the ruler. Line up all those crosses. We put arrows on the end to show that that line could keep going if we wanted to find more values. And that line had the equation y is equal to 1 minus 2x. And our last one here, -2, +5, well that's the same one as here. Then we have -1, 4, 0, 3, 1, 2, and 2, 1. Okay. Line them up. There it is. And label that one. We use the original equation here. X plus y is equal to 3. Okay, so here are 3 questions, just like the ones I did on a previous page, that you can try for yourself. So pause the video, have a go at filling in the tables and plotting your own graph, and restart the video to see if you get the same thing as me. Okay, so let's go and fill in this table. Y equals 2x is my equation, so I want to times each value by 2. 2 times -2 is -4. 2 times -1 is -2. 2 times 0 is 0. 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 2 is 4. Okay, first table done. Let's have a look at B. My equation is y equals 4 minus x. So my first x value is -2. 4 minus -2 will become a plus, and that will become a 6. 4 plus 1 will become a 5. 4 minus 0 is 4. 4 minus 1 is 3. And 4 minus 2 is 2. And the last equation, okay, so again, we need to get the y by itself. So I want to move this 2x away. Now, I have to do the opposite to move it, so I will need to add 2x to both sides. That will cancel it off from this side, so y is now by itself, and I will have 1 plus 2x, or you can write that as 2x plus 1, because they're positive, doesn't matter which way you write it. Okay, so when x is negative 2, 2 times negative 2 is negative 4, plus 1 makes negative 3. Negative 1 now, 2 times negative 1 is negative 2, plus 1 is negative 1. 2 times 0 is 0, plus 1 is 1. 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3. And 2 times 2 is 4, plus another 1 is 5. Okay, so hopefully you got all those tables correct. Now let's plot them on the Cartesian plane I've drawn over here. So for my first table, when x is negative 2, y is negative 4. When x is negative 1, we have negative 2. At 0, we have 0, so it's going through the origin. We call that the origin, the center there. 1, 2, and 2, 4. Okay, roll that up. Arrows on the ends, and we have y equals 2x. There's the first graph. For b, we have negative 2, 6, negative 2, 6, negative 1, 5, 0, 4, 1, 3, and 2, 2. And label that one, y equals 4 minus x. And finally the third graph, minus 2, minus 3, minus 1, minus 1, 0, 1, 1, 3, and 2, 5. Okay, so that was y minus 2x is equal to 1. So these two lines here are what we call parallel. They're going exactly the same direction and they're never going to touch. And we'll be learning some more about that later in this topic. But for now, that's the end of this lesson. Join me next time to learn some more coordinate geometry. Bye for now.